we speak about technology, we speak about the benefits that it provides us. But on the other side of the coin are risks. Technology empowers good people and bad people. So as we go along, we got to understand that first, we are dealing with technology that changes at great speed. As I said to you, from 2018 to 2024, we have seen a significant shift in the way people do things using technology. We have seen a significant change towards digitalization, the transformation that we speak about. We have seen governments emphasize on how it is its people must transform, transit, change, so that they can keep up with the times and of course compete regionally and ultimately globally. Just in a period of 7 years, 8 years. But we now rely on legal systems that have been built over 50 years, 100 years. We have the penal code, we have the federal constitution, which form provisions of law that deal with crime. These are provisions of law that were created a long time ago. The question is, are these laws up to date with technology? Do these laws provide for new types of crime that we see today and that we will see moving ahead? Are the laws that we currently have sufficient for that purpose? Where do you go to lodge a report? Who do you complain to? And after you complain, what happens next? Do we not have a system that is friendly to people who have complaints to make, that is easy to understand, that is efficient, and that delivers justice swiftly? You and I know a lot of people, they stay away from legal systems sometimes because of the complexity involved. People don't want to get involved. People say, ke balai polis susah, nanti kena bawa statement, polis dan tangkap dan sebagainya, macam-macam. Tak apa, kita biar. Sometimes this happens because the system that we have makes it overly difficult for people to reach out to the enforcement agencies so that their complaints can be dealt with. Jadi bila kita sebut berkaitan dengan atau cara yang ada, bagaimana kita boleh pindah undang-undang yang sedia ada supaya kita boleh memudah carakan proses aduan itu dibuat, kemudian siasatan dibuat, tindakan diambil dalam masa yang segera, kita lihat impact dia. And I think when we look at the kind of scams, kind of abuse that we see today, there are different clusters that we have to look at, different categories of people that we have to focus on. You have crime that deal with sexual offenses. You have crimes which relate to children. You have crime that relates to the vulnerable. You have crime that at the end of the day deals with the 3 R's, like what Nicola said earlier, which all need to be looked at differently.
Tadi ada cakap tadi pasal cadangan nak buat dalam speech tadi, cara buat report polis online dengan kerjasama cybersecurity, NASA, dengan JPDB. So can you elaborate?
Yeah, I think what we need to do is understand that as technology develops, you are going to find a lot of crimes happening online. As a result of which, we need to shift the way we think about how it is we approach procedural requirements when it comes to investigations. So one of the things that we have been discussing at my ministry is about whether or not you can develop a more efficient system by which complaints can be made, investigations carried out, and of course ultimately action taken. But this is still at discussion stage. I think it's something that we need to look at as we go along. We're going to find that things are going to move a lot faster. There's going to be a lot more complaints coming in because of the nature of things. The scale at which people will be transacting online is going to be something that we need to think about. So if we operate as we have traditionally, where there's a need for you to physically appear, to make complaints, lodge complaints, investigations to take place and all that, I think that may be a system that may not be very efficient. So the question is, how do you improve efficiency? How do you create an ecosystem that enables more efficient investigations and of course action taken a lot faster when cases like this, cases online occur.
Gobind,
Yes.
So this, you're talking about the you're talking about the concept of one-stop center, right?
Not necessarily. I think at the end of the day, you must understand that the law is broken up into different segments. Number one, where there is where an incident occurs, then there is a mechanism for which a complaint can be made, and they, of course, they call this complaint normally the police report. And after a police report is lodged, then the IP is open, as a result of which an investigating officer is assigned to the file. He looks at the facts and then he decides on the facts, preliminary facts, what the nature of the offence is. And then he will get a team together that will investigate that. The team will then call in people for the purpose of taking statements. They will make arrests. They will also look for evidence. They may have to go and into premises to get items. They may have to go online to take down what they call postings or what have you not. So there's a whole series of things that occur that unfold in an investigation. So the question is, how much of this can you make more efficient using what they call online methods? And that's something that I think we need to look at. The question, of course, would be not just how you can transform it, but also how you can ensure that the areas of admissibility is dealt with, because you want to make sure that once you adopt these new measures, then these new measures are measures that are admissible in court. Because ultimately, if it goes to court, then you need to use the what do you call, the findings from this investigation in court.
You talked about legal recourse and the complexity. You might have all the legislations in place.
Yes.
But what is the government doing to train? Because the main problem is when it reaches the police, it reaches the agency.
Yes.
What is the government's effort to train personnel on the ground, the police and of course the agency members and all that, with regard to sensitizing them and educating them on online matters?
Well, I can speak to you about what happens in NACSA, in CSM, cybersecurity in Malaysia, and also in the what we call JPDP. We are currently trying to scale what we call operations. So in other words, we recognize the fact that there is a need for us to increase the amount of personnel. We recognize the fact that there is a need for us to look at how we can train more officers, particularly the complexities of the law that exists today, and also the complexity of crime when it comes to cyber crimes. So those are areas that we're looking at, and we're going to put up suggestions to Cabinet on this hopefully by end of this year. So my team is already working on it. Hopefully we'll be able to see some what we call developments on that soon. And it's in this conversation actually that the whole discussion about how it is we can make things more efficient has arisen. It's when you discuss these questions have been put to us as to whether or not you can, instead of having physical officers dealing with certain things, whether online mechanisms will allow things to be done a lot faster, and what do you call, how it is we can achieve that. So yes, you're right, there's a need for us to look at, again, it comes back to us recognizing the fact that things are going to move a lot quicker as we go along, and a lot more people are going to adopt technology and they're going to use online services and facilities. In that context, you're going to see more problems, you're going to see a need for more investigations, more probes, and we will need to have not just personnel, but also new what do you call, approaches to solve the problem. For example, as I said earlier, looking at how we can develop online mechanisms so that you can escalate and what do you call, make investigations a lot easier and more efficient.